Has this ever happened to you? I'm so bored and all I have are these 2 dice. 2 dice? Well, fear not, my friend, because I have the perfect game just for you. Introducing Silent 7, a game that you can play at home, on Google Chrome, with a friend, at the end, in the car, at a bar, in bed, on your head, on the lawn.
This is boring.
In a yawn, in a tree, when you're third tree, or even with a cone. The possibilities are endless.
But how do you play?
Well, we were hoping you would say that. The rules are...
What do you mean we? Who else is there?
Or even alone. Well, the rules are simple. Step number 1, grab 2 dice. Step number 2, ignore step 3. Step number 3, ignore step 2.
Huh?
Step 4, sit in some organized fashion with your group of friends or people you are playing with. The rules do work the same when you are playing alone, but playing alone is dumb. Step number 5, decide who will go first. Some sample ways to decide who will go first are youngest to oldest, oldest to youngest, most recent to least recent subscription to Regatron, or have everybody roll a die or dice and see who will go first based on which number they roll. In order to determine who will roll those dice first, to determine who will go first, please repeat step 5. Step 6. When it is your turn, please roll the 2 dice. Step 7. Now there's really no need to mention this step since everybody knows it already. Right. Step 8. If you happen to roll a 7, you must stay completely silent. That means no talking, grunting, moaning, singing, whistling, anything really vocally.
What?
If you happen to have trouble counting, the special rule is, as soon as you've determined that you have a number 7, that is when the silence rule applies. Step 9. Whether or not you did or did not roll a 7, pass the dice to the next person so that they may do the same. If somebody else happens to roll a 7, then they are the ones who must now stay quiet, and the person who was previously quiet is now freed from the bonds of silence. Make sure you stay quiet until this happens, or you are eliminated. We will cover further rules for that later in the video. If you happen to be the person who was quiet and you roll another 7, then you are now freed from the bonds of silence and no one is quiet, again, unless other rules are applied. Step number 10. If somebody happens to make noise while they're supposed to keep quiet, you may do as you wish with them. The choice is up to you to decide what you want to do with this rule breaker. Step number 11. Keep playing and repeating and going through the different rounds. This game can either go until everyone has been eliminated or your mother is calling you for dinner. Now, follow all those rules and you will be able to have a great and enjoyable time. Of course, as previously mentioned, there are also some optional rules that you might want to implement to your game to make it more exciting. Optional rule or 1. When somebody is trapped in the bonds of silence, they must be the ones to free themselves. No one else can. If someone else rolls a 7, then they are now quiet, and both of you are quiet. Or 2. When somebody goes quiet, start a 1 to 3 minute timer, which will then count down how long they have to free themselves. It is recommended for smaller groups to use less time, and for bigger groups to use more time. Find a happy medium and whatever seems to work best for you. As soon as that timer ends, if that person has not freed themselves yet, then they are eliminated from the round. Of course, once everybody except for the last person gets eliminated, then the round ends and that person wins the game. Or 3. Once somebody is either eliminated or going quiet, add in another silencing number. Or 4. Use even bigger 2 dice. This often goes well when combined with or 3. Or 5. Combine all of the other optional rules with the standard rules to make for an even more exciting game when added on to the standard rules. And those are the rules, both standard and optional. Of course, rules are what make the game, but they're not always what make the game fun. What makes this game fun is what goes on when someone is quiet. Take a look. Ha! You have to stay quiet! Ha ha! Hey, you want some ice cream? You want some ice cream? Yeah, you know what?
Yes,
I'm just gonna get it to you. But you gotta say yes. If you don't say anything, I'll just take it as a no. So here's an example of what your next family game night, party, car trip, road trip, plane trip, camp out just might look like now. Alright, birthday girl, this is the final round. Let's finish this. Please don't be a 6. Ha! 5. Oh, don't be a 7.
6.
Dang it. Come on. 7.
Yeah, silent 7. Who wants birthday cake? You? You? So, okay then. Okay. Let's see. Okay. How's your day been? Mine's been good. Okay. What's your favorite color? You know what? Do you want birthday cake?
Yes.
What? How is this possible?
Ha! You spoke